Well, Andrew, you're not going to believe this. It all started last Friday night in a game between the Lakers and Mavs, two teams jockeying for playoff position in the West, and two teams who are also missing their best players. LeBron and Luka were out, but fans still got a show because Austin Reaves and Maxi Kleber were in.
Whew.
Now, we'll get back to that free throw merchant Austin Reaves in just a bit, but in this game, the story was Maxi Kleber. He only had 10 points in the game, but six of those came in the final 7 seconds. On the last play, with the Mavs down two, Kyrie Irving, who scored 38 in the game, made a cross-court pass to Kleber with under 2 seconds left. Kleber caught it and immediately got the shot off as the buzzer sounded, hitting a game winner to escape from LA with a much-needed win for Dallas, who are 2-5 in their last seven. On Saturday, it was another installment of the rivalry that only one side acknowledges: Grizzlies Warriors. Everyone's favorite oddity, the road version of the Golden State Warriors, did it once again, losing their 11th straight road game. The Grizzlies got the 133-119 win, led by Jaren Jackson Jr. and his 31 points. Cameras caught Klay Thompson flashing four fingers at Dillon Brooks in the Grizzlies bench. Now, if you don't get the reference, Klay was not referring to the number of road wins the Warriors have this season. He would have needed 7 fingers as of Saturday night. No, Klay was referring to his 4 championship rings. After the game, when asked about his nemesis, Dillon Brooks, Klay responded, quote, "I don't care about Dillon Brooks. When he retires, I don't think anyone will ever talk about Dillon Brooks ever again. I promise you. It's sweet right now, but wait 10 years. Unfortunately for Klay, the constant back and forth between the two is making it more likely that I will remember Dillon Brooks in a decade.
Yeah.
On Sunday, we headed back to Los Angeles for a game between the Magic and the Lakers. I told you we'd come back to Austin Reaves. We're here now. He scored 35 points in the 111-105 victory, including 16 of 18 from the free throw line. Austin Reaves, very nice player. Boomer Sooner, Stoops Troops. But listen to these free throw attempt numbers. Over his last 4 games, 13, 9, 18, 13. That's 53 free throw attempts across 4 games.
In a game.
Gosh. A complete list of players who have taken at least 53 free throws across 4 games this season is Zion, Dame, SGA, Embiid, Luka, Giannis, Cam Thomas. Remember Cam Thomas week? And Austin Reaves. Listen, he's getting a beautiful whistle right now, so congrats to him. On Monday, Minnesota went into New York and beat the Knicks 140-134. The win was impressive because the Wolves were without Anthony Edwards, who is day-to-day with an ankle injury, and Cat, who would finally make his return later in the week. Despite those absences, the Wolves were able to get the win. They were led by none other than Taurean Prince, who scored 35 points in the game, including a perfect 8 of 8 from 3. We should also mention Julius Randle. While the Knicks did lose, Randle certainly did his part, scoring 57 in the game and hitting 8 threes of his own. Now, the Knicks are in a bit of a slide, losing 6 of their last 9, including 3 in a row, but remain firmly in the 5th spot, a game and a half up on the Miami Heat. On Tuesday, we're going back to LA, but this time for the Clippers, whose season took an unfortunate turn when Paul George landed awkwardly on Lou Dort's leg, causing his knee to move in a direction we'd prefer it not to. George will be reevaluated in a few weeks and will likely miss the rest of the regular season. The Clippers ended up losing to the Thunder in a close one, 101-100. They had a chance to win it at the end as Kawhi dribbled up the court with the ball with 20 seconds left, down by 1. He would not get a shot off, however, because Lou Dort locked him into the torture chamber and refused to let him escape. Don't feel too bad for Kawhi, though, because they played the Thunder 2 days later, and Kawhi had 32 points on 13 of 15 shooting. 32 points.
The Terminator in that game. Oh, my gosh.
On Wednesday, it's a new era for the Warriors, who won their 2nd consecutive road game, beating the Mavs in Dallas 127-125. It was Luka's first appearance after missing the previous 5 games. He put up a 37-17 line, but it was not enough in the end. Now, the real story from this game, however, was the aftermath of one of the more bizarre plays we've seen this season, with Golden State inbounding under their own basket. Dallas lined up all 5 of their players on the opposite end of the court, leading to the easiest dunk in Kevon Looney's career. After the game, Mark Cuban claimed on Twitter that the refs initially called the ball out of bounds on the Warriors, but changed their ruling during the timeout without telling anyone on the Mavericks. And as a result, the Mavs lost 2 points in what ended up being a 2-point game. Now, Dallas is protesting the game, but is unlikely to win. Because what actually happened is the refs did call it out of bounds on the Mavs, but then immediately pointed the other way toward the Mavs bench, who had just called a timeout, which likely led to the confusion. The weird part is that if the Mavs assumed it was their ball, no one went to inbound the ball at the correct spot. It was not a point in the game when the ball would be advanced to half court, which in the end makes the Mavs look a little foolish in this whole thing. Dallas is 5-11 in their last 16 games and have fallen below 500 for the first time since mid-December. And finally, on Thursday night, we had a thriller between the Cavs and the Nets in Brooklyn. Down one with 12 seconds left, Donovan Mitchell missed his second of 2 free throws, leading to a mad scramble that did not end until 11 seconds later when Isaac Okoro hit a game-winning 3 from the corner with 0.7 seconds left. Evan Mobley had 26 and 16 in the game with 4 blocks. The Cavs appear pretty much locked into the 4 seed, with the Knicks being their most likely first-round opponent. For the Nets, they have now lost 5 straight and had fallen into the dreaded play-in, currently a half game back of the Heat, who are in the 6th spot. What a week it was, Andrew.